Hi, I'm Ashley from Sunny Made, and today we are on block 3 of our building block series. Hello friends, welcome back. How are you doing? It's summertime at my house and it's finally getting warm. And today we have a new block on our building block series. Now this is block 3. I'm not sure quite how many we're going to make, but let's put a whole bunch together and then make a sampler quilt. Or you can take the quilt block and make several of them and you can make a whole quilt. So let me show you the quilt block we're working on today. Okay, here it is. Again, red, white, and blue. It's kind of fun now that we're getting close to 4th of July to have these colors. So we're going to have some bright colors. We're going to have a light and medium color. And then we need that contrasting fabric, which is my flag fabric. We are then going to need some background. Okay, a few techniques that we're going to go over. We're going to go over the economy block. And we're going to do something a little fun with those legs of the stars. So if you're ready, gather your materials and we'll get started. I do put together a blog post that has the whole write-up. It has everything broken down on it, and it is in the description if you want to go look at it. So let's get started. Okay, here are our pieces all laid out. Let me go over the different sizes with you. We have our bright, we have our medium and our light. We have a contrasting fabric, and then we have our background fabric. So in our bright, A is 3.5 inches, D is 2 inches, B is 4.25 inches, C is 4 inches, E is going to be 2.5 inches, F is 7.25 inches, and G is 3.5 inches. So what we're going to do now is we are going to start putting together our block. A, B, and C are going to go together to create an economy block. So let's move these aside and let's get that set up. A is going to be our centerpiece. Okay. B, which is our medium blue, is going to be our first round. And so what we're going to do is just cut this into 4 triangles. And they're going to go around our bright, just like that. And we have 2 of these ones, our contrasting fabric. So we're just going to cut this in half diagonally once, and we're going to sew these around our edges. I do have a video that goes into detail on how to make an economy block, and I'll make sure and link it down in the description box. So here's the first piece we're going to work on. Our second piece works with D and E. So we have D, and then we're going to take one E and trim it in half diagonally. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this one like this and this one like this and sew this together. And we are going to make 8 of these. So we're going to make 1 economy block and 8 of these. Okay, here we have our beginning of our economy block. We've sewn that first round on it. And now I want to do a quick trim just to make sure that those edges are nice and straight. So I'll line up that diagonal edge Make sure it's a 1/4 inch from the corner to the edge of the fabric, and then I'm going to make that trim nice and straight. Make that quick trim and then turn it a 1/4 of degrees around. And this time we're going to line up that bottom edge with the line on my ruler. Make sure it's a 1/4 inch from the point of that diamond in the middle, and do a trim just to make it straight right there along the side. We're going to do that with the other two sides. Line the bottom of the block up with the line on the ruler, 1/4 inch from the edge of the quilt ruler, and then trim it up. Your finish size should be about 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So we at this point are just going to line it up with the bottom line on a ruler and trim the last two sides. So now that we have this all trimmed, it's time to put that second row of our economy block together. We've cut those contrasting fabric in half diagonally, and we're going to stick it onto the four sides. And here we have our finished block. It is now time to trim it up. This should be a unfinished size of 6.5 inches square. So we're going to line up those corners of the diamond at 3.25. So top and bottom and sides, put that ruler on there, trim the right and the top, and then flip it around and line it up with the edges of your ruler, both your left and your bottom. So again, the unfinished size is going to be 6.5 inches. And there we have our centerpiece. With these triangles, what I'm going to do is actually do a quick trim to trim off those dog ears. It should be a 1/4 inch from the point of that bright fabric. And then I'm just going to slide my rotary cutter along the edge and trim off the excess. So now that we have those all done, we're going to take F and we are going to cut this diagonally twice and end up with 4 triangles. So line up your ruler corner to corner, and then we're going to go the other corner to corner so we can have our 4 pieces. Now we're going to take 2 of these triangle pieces. These are going to be the legs of the star. So if we take 2, we're going to put one on each of the short edges of this triangle. And how we do that is we're going to just line it up just like this, right along with that short edge. You just want to line it up with the top and the side, so when you fold it back, you have this beautiful triangle piece. So we're going to do that and make 4 of these. Okay, here is our finished piece. When I did this, I pressed it towards the white, and that's because of the red pieces right there. I didn't want to have a big bulk. This finished piece is going to come to 6.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is put my ruler on here. I'm going to find that center, which should be at 3.25 inches. And then I'm going to line up one of those diagonal seams with the diagonal line right there on my ruler. And so that will get it put right in the center of my block. Hold it down, press that side, and the top piece that puts it right in the spot. Flip it around, and then I'm going to line it up with the 3.5 inch line and the edge of my ruler, which just so happens to be 6.5 inches. Okay, my last 2 trims are done. It is now time to put together our quilt block. Here we have all 4 of our pieces. We have G, which are our corner pieces, and our economy block, which is going to be the center. So put that economy block there in the center. We're going to put the star legs on each side of the block. And then we're going to take G and we're going to put them in each of the corners. And there we have our beautiful layout of our block. So we're going to sew it in rows. We're going to sew the top and bottom row and press towards the corners. Our middle row is going to be pressed towards the center. Okay, once we get those rows pressed, then we're going to sew the rows together. And here we have our beautiful quilt block ironed nice and flat. This should be an unfinished size of 12.5 by 12.5 inches. We're going to take our 12.5 inch ruler. Those legs of the star are going to be at 3.25. Those center diamonds, the points of the star, is going to be at 6.25. We're going to just trim up two sides, flip it around, and then we can line up the left side and the bottom side of the quilt block with our ruler. Hold that ruler down, make sure it doesn't move, and trim our last two sides. And now we have this beautiful quilt block. Okay, now that we have our quilt block all done, what do you think? It's kind of fun, super quick. I love this. It is a unfinished size of 12.5 inches. I am trying to make all of these 12.5 inches, so it'll be super easy to put our quilt blocks together. And of course, just like our other building blocks, I sewed it up in a different colorway. And the idea of this is usually that I wanted to show you how if you switched around the colors a little bit or how you did it, how you could change the look of the block. But you know what? I got almost done with my block and I realized that it looks exactly the same. So I didn't make any changes this week, but it is in some bright colors. So let's pull that out and I want you to tell me which one you like better. Here is our quilt block. It is exactly the same as this one. I didn't make any changes, but it is in a bright color. Which one do you like better? Do you like our red, white, and blue, or do you like our bright colors? Please let me know. Leave them down in your comment section. If you have any other questions as you work through these blocks, you can, one, go look at them on my blog, or two, leave a question down in the comment section. I try to go through those a couple times a week so that I am present in answering questions if you have any. Again, I would love to see what you're working on. You can find me on Instagram at Ashley_SunnyMade, and I will see you next week. Happy sewing!